So if you're anything like me, you probably have a bunch of scrap wood just sitting around, and this is quite a few piles of scraps. And I'm going to show you one thing that you can do for the Halloween holiday coming up, but you can also do this for multiple different holidays. So what I'm going to do now is just pick some scraps that have a little bit of meat left on them, and then I'll show you what I do next. So I found about 4 or 5 pieces of scrap wood that I plan on reusing, and it just so happens to be some projects from Easter. I guess that was on top of that pile. And so I grabbed my battery powered scale saw, and I'm just going to use this to cut up all the pieces so it'll fit easier in the GlowForge. So after cutting the bigger pieces off of that scrap wood, this is what I ended up with. And you'll see what we do with this later, so stay tuned. Okay, here's my scrap pieces. Brought it to my laser, and I will be loading these into my laser. Going to put them all in there the best way I see fit. Have them all loaded up, and I'm just going to check and see if any of them will need some pins, some honeycomb pins. They're all pretty flat. This one's a little bit bowed, so I may put a couple here. Okay, so I have this one pinned down, and you see it doesn't wobble anymore. And the reason why I've cut all of these out and placed them in here is, instead of just putting that whole scrap board in here, is because you waste a lot of time when you have to load a piece of wood in, cut something out in the scrap, take it out and load another piece in. with this way, I can just upload it as much as I can on these pieces all in one go. So the laser will just print all of this stuff all at one time. I don't have to keep loading and unloading and uploading the design and all that kind of stuff. So in my opinion, this just saves a lot of time, and you don't have to use a saw to cut all this stuff out. A lot of times you can just kind of break it. I mean, it's only 1/8 inch, 1/4 inch plywood, so you can just break it with your hands if you don't have a saw. But a saw does make it a lot easier. So this is what we're doing with the scraps. We're making these do-it-yourself paint and glue coloring kits. And so I just loaded it up in the GlowForge, and I am not able to fit one of these big circles on any of the pieces. So if I had to, I would just use another piece, maybe a full board, or I would just find another scrap with a little more meat on it to cut out the circles, because the scraps I have now will not cut out the big circles. So they come out blank like this. I'll be linking these files into the description if you want to check them out. I will have a jack-o'-lantern file where it is these two different style pumpkins, and it will be multiple different face shapes. And for us personally, we are including both pumpkins and 3 or 4 different complete faces with our kit, along with one plain circle, and all of these different Halloween cutouts, and also the wizard hat. So this is what's included in our kit. So one circle, all of these cutouts, 2 pumpkins with 3 or 4 complete faces. We're also including paint, a paintbrush, and some glue. And so all we do is we buy these clear plastic paint holders here off of Amazon, and then we take our acrylic paint and we just pour a little bit into each one. And we also buy a bunch of cheap paint brushes off of Amazon, and also this is just wood glue. And so whenever you go to, which you'll see in a minute, when you go to cut these, you will notice it does not take up a lot of space at all. So you can really utilize scrap wood for all these little bitty pieces and turn scrap wood into money. So in our kit, we're selling this whole kit, and we're selling them for, I think, $15. And if someone wants to add an extra paint kit, then we charge another $5, I think, $4 or $5. And so the way we package it, and I will make another video on that, is, but we just have this box, a little bit of this black Easter grass looking stuff, and then we put all the pieces into this bag. You know, we throw them in here. As you can see, the box is perfect for this. Put all the pieces in here, throw that in there, and then the paint on top. And that's how we package it. If you were to ship it, I would probably tape down each individual cap and maybe put some bubble wrap around it, which I'll make a whole video on packaging these. but I will try to link all of our packing material and every single thing you need for this project in the description. So yeah, basically the customer gets a kit, and this is one we've already done. We painted it orange with a green stem, and we painted all these faces black. You know, my daughter did it, and she painted them all different kind of crazy colors. So you can obviously do whatever you want, and the people can do whatever they want. But for example, that would be a jack-o'-lantern face. After you paint it, you can take the wood glue, glue it down, and then same thing for this one. We painted it purple. We painted this, so you can put that on there. The boo, the black cat, and the bat, or however you want to do it. But this whole kit will be in the description. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell the jack-o'-lantern kit separate from this kit. But I'll also have a link where you can buy them all in a package with a little discount. So if you want to get both at the same time, there will be a discount on that. So let's go ahead and look at just placing pieces on the scrap material in the GlowForge. And you can obviously do this with any type of laser, but I'm using the GlowForge today. So let's check that out. Alright, I have the circle Halloween do-it-yourself kit file loaded in, and as you can see, like I mentioned earlier, this giant circle just won't fit in any of these spaces. Maybe that pumpkin would, because it's a little bit skinnier, but I think it may still be that 6-inch width. So we would just have to see. But for now, I'm just going to delete this circle since it will not fit. But I can cut out all the other pieces somewhere on this scrap material. So, and if you're selling multiple versions of these, you can always just copy and paste and load more up. So, first, let me set focus so we can get the true height here. Just select any setting really. And what you're going to want to do, I know this looks a little confusing. I have a jack-o'-lantern set up somewhere in here, but you can see how we have two different colors. You have the purple and you have the red. You're going to want to cut on the purple, or cut on the red and score on the purple. So I think that's what I have here. I have scoring here, or cutting here, which I changed the setting to, I'm going to change this to 140 speed, full power, and I believe I changed this to a little bit more power. I think the default was, let's see what the default was, 41. I changed this to 61, and that just makes a little bit deeper scoring. And so I'll have to move the bat a little bit, make it fit better. And you can just play with it to use up as least amount of space as possible. That way you can fit as many of these things as you can and turn scrap wood, stuff you may normally throw away, into money. So let's just go ahead and try this and see what happens, how long it takes and everything. Okay, 4 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and print this, and I'll show you what it looks like afterwards. So this is the project cut out, all finished up, and I didn't pay close enough attention when I was setting these two pieces, so the hat kind of cut into the cat a little bit, so kind of wasted these two pieces, but that's okay. It's just scrap wood. I can always recut those, and so kind of how you utilize scrap wood, turn scrap into a lot of money. So as you can see, it only takes about, if you add the big circle in, it only takes about 5 minutes to print one of these. And we are including the jack-o'-lantern in our kit. You don't have to, you can include less or more, but turning scraps into $15, obviously not all profit when you include everything else we're including, but it's just a fun way for us to make some sales, use some scraps, and just kind of get our name out there. You know, if people enjoy these, then maybe they'll buy other more profitable projects from us. Not that these are not profitable, but you know what I mean. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.